When you grow up with people, you see every side to them, the good, the bad, and all the ugly hairstyles. You grow a bond that's hard to break, and you're allowed to make fun of each other because of everything you went through together. But that's typically the case, except when you grow up in a boy band together. It can get ugly real quick. What's up, y'all? It's Emil Ennis Jr. here with Clevver News, and that's what happened to some of the members of this former group. Their name was One Direction. Maybe you've heard of them. Well, now they just go by Harry, Louis, Liam, Niall, and Zayn. And we know the boys all have different relationships with one another. Some are closer than others, and some are still at odds with each other, like Liam and Harry. That is, until now. Liam sat down on the Watch What Happens Live set with Andy Cohen and played a fun little game of Plead the Fifth.
You ran into Harry Styles for the first time in 3 years at the Capitol Jingle Bell Ball in London. You didn't go into detail about what you two discussed. What was the nature of your conversation that night?
And since Liam had already pled the fifth about his relations with Naomi Campbell, he dished on what they had to talk about. He said, "We spoke about a number of things. We hadn't seen each other for 3 years. Literally, I hadn't seen him once. We hadn't spoken or anything. He was pretty much the same boy that I left him. We spoke about kids and happiness and all sorts of stuff." This was a pretty different tune from what we heard from Liam earlier in the month during his interview with The Face. See, Liam recently got a lot of flack online for comments he made about Harry, which some people took as homophobic, and now it looks like he might be trying to make up for it. During his interview, the interviewer asked Liam which former member of One Direction he would rather go for a long walk with, and Liam said that it would have to be Harry since he doesn't know who he is anymore. He said, "I speak to Louis quite regularly. I feel like I know where I stand with Niall, but with Harry, there's so much mystery around who he's kind of become. I was actually genuinely looking at some pictures of him the other day, and I just thought, I don't know what more I'd say to him other than hello and how are you?" Well, now it seems like Harry and Liam did have more to say to each other than general pleasantries. Liam continued his interview with The Face saying, "I mean, look at the stuff I put out and the stuff Harry puts out. Polar opposite. I'm like the Antichrist version of what Harry is." The interviewer then asked a tasteless question about what Liam thinks about Harry's style, particularly his large billowy pants. And Liam said, "You know what? For me, it's a case of fair play to him for doing what he wants. If he wants to wear one earring and go to the Met Gala wearing something unexpected, what of it? Fair play. I couldn't put myself in that. It would look weird." Fans of Harry didn't like that answer too much, and some thought that it was a pointed way of making fun of Harry Styles' fluidity and sexuality. One person said, "Guess Liam only praises sexual fluidity when it gets him threesomes with 2 girls." This is referring to Liam's recent song Both Ways, where he says some pretty questionable things and fetishizes bisexual people, particularly women. He got a lot of hate online for that one as well, with people saying the only reason Liam Payne wrote Both Ways is to sexualize bisexual women. It's not a bi anthem, it's reinforcing harmful stereotypes. Of course, Harry has not made a statement defining his sexuality, nor should he need to, but his lead single, Lights Up, was deemed a bisexual anthem for the way that Harry included both men and women in his video. In addition to dropping his newest album, Fine Line, Harry hosted Saturday Night Live in mid-November, and during the signature opening monologue that is a part of every show, Harry did a little musical number where he gave a shout out to the boys of his former boy band.
"I'm not in a boy band anymore. I'm in a man band now."
But it seems like after all these years, Harry Styles still has a nickname for one of them.
I love those guys. They're my brothers. Niall, Liam, Louis, and Ringo.
So obviously we all know that Harry is missing Zayn in this lineup. Instead, Harry is calling him Ringo after the musician Ringo Starr. Ringo was part of another massive band, the Beatles. He was often known to be the odd one out and was also the first person who decided to leave the Beatles, causing a worldwide uproar. Some people were upset with Harry for making the comparison between Zayn and Ringo. One person said, "Joke or not, imagine the Twitter outrage if Zayn went on international TV and threw shade at Harry. Zayn hasn't said a word about them yet, with the exception of Niall. They all can't seem to stop with the petty mess." But other people didn't think it was that big of a deal. Another fan of Harry said, "Ringo was the first member to leave the Beatles. Zayn was the first to leave 1D. That's literally all Harry meant by his joke. Y'all need to calm down. It wasn't that deep." Well, apparently Liam Payne is Team Harry on this one. While on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, the topic of his relationship with the rest of the One Direction boys came up, as it usually does. During one of the call-in questions, one woman had this question.
"What was your reaction to Harry Styles calling Zayn Malik Ringo during his SNL monologue last month?"
He actually replied saying, "I think it's just a funny joke at the end of the day. Obviously, Zayn's circumstances for leaving were his own, and it's a different situation for all of us, and we deal with it in a different way." He doubled down again at the end by concluding, "I thought it was quite funny." So now, are Harry and Liam on the path to a better friendship, or is Liam just trying to make up for his missteps? What do you guys think? And did you like Liam's new album? Let us know in the comment section below. And while you're here, click that subscribe button below and we'll give you all the details from any breaking stories happening over the holidays. And then guys, click right over here to watch another brand new video right now. And of course, thank you so much for hanging out with me here on Clevver News. I'm Emil Ennis Jr. and I'll see you next time.